Hi, in this video I'm gonna tell you everything you need to know about the distributor system, how it works, what pitfalls exist in this market, which documents you need to sell on Amazon, and why we always secure the most profitable conditions for our clients. Now, the first thing you need to understand is this. A brand almost never has just one single partner. Usually it's an entire network. There are large national distributors that handle huge volumes, and then there are regional companies that cover specific territories, and then there are niche partners that serve certain segments like pharmacy chains, fitness clubs, or online retail. Sometimes, yes, a brand might have just one exclusive distributor for a country or region, but that's pretty rare. And even in such cases, there are usually alternative channels where you can legally and profitably source the products. And here's where the pitfalls begin. Very often, beginners fall into the trap of so-called pseudo-wholesalers. These are simply retail stores disguised as wholesalers. They sell goods in bulk packaging and call it wholesale, but in reality, the prices are inflated and you end up overpaying for everything thinking you found a good deal. Another problem is just outright fraud. Companies that take your prepayment and then disappear. That's why checking the reliability of a distributor is so critical. For example, we always verify company registration, track record, and reviews. Now, there are also territorial restrictions. Sometimes a distributor only has the right to sell in a specific country or even a single state. If you buy from them and then try to sell in another region, the brand itself can block your sales. And often there is the so-called gray market. Suppliers who sell genuine products but without the brand's authorization. On the surface, everything looks fine, but you won't get the proper documents, and without documents, Amazon simply won't let you operate safely. Speaking of documents, this is the key. To sell on Amazon legally, it's not enough to just buy the product. You have to prove where it came from. That means invoices from an official distributor, a supply contract, and in some cases, a letter of authorization or LOA. An LOA is not just a piece of paper. It's a powerful competitive advantage. With it, you become an authorized seller of the brand. That protects your account from suspensions, opens access to listings close to other sellers, and boosts buyer trust. Simply put, having an LOA dramatically increases your chances of growing safely on Amazon. Another important factor is product freshness. In categories like cosmetics, food, or even certain electronics, expiration dates or production dates matter a lot. One distributor might offer your product 5% cheaper, but it expires in 3 months. Another offers slightly higher prices, but the shelf life is 2 years. For Amazon, this is critical. If you bring in products with short shelf life, you end up with returns, bad reviews, and account risks. That's why price alone should never be the only deciding factor. Now let me give you some real-life examples, alright? One company bought exclusively from a single distributor and never checked other options. As a result, they were overpaying by about 12% above the true wholesale price. For their volumes, that meant tens of thousands of dollars a year. Once they compared offers from different distributors, that money went straight back into their business. Another case was with electronics. One distributor offered a minimum order of 500 units at $90 each. Another offered as few as 100 units but at $95. A third offered $92 but with delivery 3 weeks faster. The client split the order across different distributors and gained on both fronts, lower costs and faster time to market. Or take cosmetics for that matter. One distributor offered the lowest price but demanded 100% upfront payment. Another sold 3% higher but gave 30 days payment terms. For a company with limited cash flow, the second option was far more profitable. They turned the money over faster and actually earned more than if they had chased the lowest sticker price. Now imagine the opposite scenario. Some brands don't have wholesale offers at all. These are private label or D2C brands working directly with end customers. They simply don't use distributors. A good example of that would be Air Jordan. You cannot officially buy them wholesale because the brand only sells through its own exclusive channels. And it's important to understand that these situations exist as well. So how do we make sure our clients always get the best conditions? We've been building a database of verified suppliers for years and established direct contacts. When a client comes to us with a brand request, we don't just find the first distributor that pops up. We analyze the entire market. For one brand, that might mean 10, 15, or even 20 different distributors. We compare prices, logistics, payment terms, product freshness, and most importantly, documents. In the end, the client gets a ready-to-go solution in just one click. And here's the result. We take on the legal risks by providing all the paperwork needed for Amazon. We eliminate financial risks by filtering out pseudo-wholesalers and gray suppliers. We protect clients from fraud by thoroughly vetting companies. And most importantly, we deliver optimal conditions that actually work in real business. Remember this, almost every brand has multiple distributors, and those who work with just one almost always overpay or lose out on better terms. The right path is analysis, comparison, and finding the optimal partner. We have access to all possible options and deliver the best solution. That's why our clients get better prices, fresher products, legal documents, Amazon protection, and predictable results. To cut a long story short, if you want to save money, accelerate your cash flow, and build a stable business, never settle for the first distributor that you find. Compare, verify, and choose only the option that gives you real profit. And if you found this video helpful, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications. Our videos are always under 10 minutes, straight to the point, and jam-packed with facts that help you grow your e-commerce business. See you next time.